of BB5 Hodier family. I'm your host, Busara, and today I would like to discuss meme consciousness. Over the past, let's say 7 years, within the past 10 years, information has been compromised in unimaginable ways. But we're going to try to imagine it. And let's discuss information spreaders who don't fact check. That's one of the main issues of the meme consciousness. And I don't want to just limit the information to, or the misinformation to memes. It's also being spread by persons who don't read the articles, or persons who share links to bogus articles. So we're in a time now to where we are in the so-called information age. If you can see me, you will see me making the quotation marks. We're in the information age. However, information isn't knowledge. Information also isn't wisdom. And all information isn't usable. So just because we're in the information age doesn't guarantee any positive results. And social media can be the perfect example. Okay, so we have persons who share memes from sources they don't even know where they came from. As far as we know, that could be a federal agent, or it could be someone in the Klan or a Aryan group who wants to see how many people run with misinformation. It doesn't hurt to take time to read an article before you share an article. It doesn't hurt to actually know before you share a meme, no matter how nice it sounds. It doesn't hurt to double check. Verify if that's true. Read a book. Don't just go off of a meme that has less than 50 characters on it. So that's part of the meme consciousness con. I mean, there are some pros to the sharing of memes, especially when it's done in a healthy way. The original source gets their just credit, just in case someone wants to follow the source of information back to the original fountain. A lot of people are stealing memes and putting their own tags on them. I have to waste time putting tags on my posts because people will steal them as if they're their own words. And I expect that from Urugu. Okay, I would expect that if we were in an area of thug mentality, if we were promoting violence, if we were promoting guns, if we were promoting drugs, but people are stealing information as if it's well, not information, let me take that back. You can't steal information. People are stealing people's work as if it's theirs. Meme consciousness is also running neck and neck with plagiarism, because you have a lot of people who go make memes and they pretend like the words are theirs and they won't give credit to the original source. Or you have persons who steal memes from the original source and they crop their name out. And actually, I've seen people put their own personal watermark on memes that weren't theirs, on words that weren't theirs. I'm even under the impression that a lot of these modern day individuals would steal the Ballad of the Bullet speech if Malcolm X would have posted it on social media. If it was a social media at that time, they would have stole the I Had a Dream speech. They would have stolen the coined phrase Black Power from Kwame Ture. They would have taken things and ran with them without giving any credit to the original source. And mainly people who do this are doing it to feed their ego. They don't have anything to feed the people. You go to their Instagram pages or their Facebook pages, and they're filled with articles that they haven't read, and memes that they have stolen. Very few posts are from them. They almost look robotic or fake. It looks like an agent. It looks like a white spook, so to speak. It's not the black spook who's sitting by the door. It looks like J. Edgar Hoover's grandson would create this type of activity to where it's just a lot of memes, no real human activity, no genuine acts, no pictures of their face, which is okay. That's understandable. People are hiding from facial recognition, but to steal memes and posts from grassroots activists, or even from activists who have broken from the grassroots and more into the prairie grass, so to speak. I don't know what to call it. But they're taking people's words, not putting the proper marks around quotes and giving just due credit. Saying proverbs as if those are their words. I mean, that's ego and only ego. So meme consciousness could have been good, or still can be good. It's a good way of getting a lot of information crammed into a small page, so to speak. But within this current context, memes are easily corrupted. They're easily stolen, and the amount of effort that conscious people have to put into protecting, or just, and it's not even protecting, it's to make sure that their work is not misrepresented. It is disgusting. I mean, I understand the enemy doing certain things to cause confusion, but a lot of our people are on autopilot. They do things that sabotage on autopilot. They sabotage themselves, their communities, their activists, their chances. And I don't know if this is a conscious sabotage. I pray that it isn't, but it is an obvious sabotage that can be tracked to where you can see it. You can go on social media, you can go on Black Twitter, and you can just see stolen posts after stolen posts of deep material. It's not like some ratchetness, and even with that, I mean, give people their credit, but with deep information, I'm just stick with that. We're gonna pretend like ratchetness doesn't exist right now, but with deep information, we would think that persons would want to connect people with the source, and when they don't do those things, it's a red flag. It's something that I totally look at as sinister behaviors. It's obvious hatred involved with that in some form or aspect, because when I see someone that I know or that I don't know post some words that appear to be theirs organically, the last thing that's in my mind is for me to steal it. It's for me to pretend as if those words are mine, for me to post, or for me to ignore the share button, screenshot it, watermark it, and share it with the world as if it's mine. I mean, cropping people's names out, the things that we are doing, I'm hoping that it's us. Well, I don't hope it's us, but I hope that we stop doing these things. Let me put it like that. I don't hope that it's us. I hope that if it is us, that we wake up out of this stupor immediately, because that's why they created the patent office. Urugu does that, and we shouldn't have to adopt this nature of stealing and jocking and biting, so to speak. We should get back to being creative and using our organic prowess to make magic. We don't have to steal from each other. And then once the magic is made, once we make magic, we should be persons. If you aren't involved in the magic that was made, you should be sharing it to persons, getting other people involved in the magic. Other than that, it's sinister. It makes no sense for people to steal from others' hard work. It's sinister. And meme consciousness is setting people back as well to get off of the stealing, because I kind of got sidetracked. I'm trying to do two things at once here. I got sidetracked here, but meme consciousness is setting us back intellectually. Everything isn't quick. You know, we grew up in the microwave, drive-through era, so we want to be able to get a master's degree or a master's degree wisdom through memes. And again, I said that memes can be used as teaching tools, but within a righteous setting. But we still should want to recognize that books such as perfect example, the Blueprint for Black Power is 900 pages or something like that, maybe over 800 pages. You can't cram that into a meme, and if you did, it would still equal up to a book. So you're still gonna have to put some work in outside of memes. And you have some people who just post memes all day, and they're reading memes, and they're limiting information and intellect to memes. And we just shouldn't get comfortable with that, especially in this age of deception and censorship. We should be expecting to be deceived, and we should be expecting righteousness to be censored. That should be the main focus that we should have, that we are going to be deceived and righteousness is going to be censored, and move accordingly. So we should already know that if we don't know where the information comes from, no matter how good it sounds, if we're in that mind state I stated, no matter how good the information sounds, if we don't know where it comes from, we don't trust it. No matter how informational it may seem on surface, if we haven't thoroughly checked out where it's coming from, as far as we know, it's rebel rousing, agent provocateur activity, stirring of the pots. Until we can find that out, that's what's going on. So in conclusion, and I apologize, normally I do an African proverb before I start. So before we get out of here, let me go ahead and give us some of that ancestral wisdom that always treats us correctly. And this is I feel like it's appropriate for this particular conversation. If you sow falsehood, you reap deceit. So if you're sharing memes that you haven't researched, or if you haven't fact checked yourself, or if you're stealing memes that you haven't researched or fact checked, or if you're stealing memes to deceive people as if you're intelligent, or if you're witty, or as if you're on all 10 toes, expect to be deceived yourself. You're gonna reap what you sow. And the ancestors put it so beautifully in this proverb: if you sow falsehood, you reap deceit. And this has been a version of Warrior Talk. I'm your host, Busara, for the Black Tax Collective. Until